favorite colorists. Got that.
Shocking new information in the case of the deaths of Hollywood legend Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakawa, and their dog. For the first time, we're seeing body cam video inside the couple's Santa Fe, New Mexico home. After their bodies were found. We're also digging through the dozens of pages of information from authorities providing disturbing details in the investigation nearly 2 months after the couple died. One of the big pieces of new information is that the Hackman property had a rat problem. It was a rare rodent-carried disease that authorities say killed Hackman's wife and potentially started a chain of events that led to the actor's death and a mystery that went on for weeks. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. When the medical examiner in New Mexico said the cause of death for Gene Hackman's wife, Betsy Arakawa, was a rare rodent-carried disease, it came as a shock. But now we're learning that the environment that the Hackmans lived in may mean the cause of death is not as surprising as once thought. In a major document dump, the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office released 65 pages of information, including dozens of accounts by first responders of what they saw the day they responded to the Hackmans' home and found them dead. Body cam video shows deputies walking through the home. Several rooms seemed cluttered. One of the dogs found alive in the house, standing guard over Arakawa's body.
I don't see any blunt force trauma.
We also have the initial results of an investigation of the property by the New Mexico Department of Health. It found rodent feces in all 3 garages on the property, and 3 sheds were accessible to rodents. The report notes that the main house did not have any rodent activity, but there were rodent traps found on the property. This is an important piece of information when you consider how Betsy Arakawa died. Here's the page that lists the causes of death for Betsy and Gene Hackman. It says that she died from hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. That is a rare infectious disease that's transmitted to humans by rodents through saliva, droppings, and even air particles. According to the Mayo Clinic, it begins with flu-like symptoms and then can progress to severe disease. The Department of Health in New Mexico says there's only been 156 cases of hantavirus in the last 50 years in the state, but more than 40% of those cases were fatal. It appears that Betsy was feeling flu-like symptoms around the time of her death. Her preliminary autopsy found that her lungs showed signs of infection and inflammation. Betsy was found in a bathroom of the Hackman house. She was on the floor with a space heater near her with pills and a prescription bottle on the counter. It appears that she had suddenly fallen. The couple's dog that died recently had surgery and was found in a crate, unable to get out. It died from either a lack of food, water, or a combination of the two. 2 other dogs were found alive. One of them was sitting just 5 feet away from Arakawa when authorities arrived. Betsy's death did cause some confusion for law enforcement. On March 7th, deputies said that Arakawa's last known moments were on February 11th. But then the cell phone data came back and it showed she likely died on the 12th. Arakawa made multiple phone calls to a local health clinic that day seeking care for the symptoms that she was feeling from hantavirus, thinking it was something else. Her cell phone showed that not only did she make phone calls to the clinic, but she made multiple searches on Google, researching COVID, the flu, nosebleeds, and dizziness. The BBC spoke with the head of that clinic called Cloudberry Health, who told them that Arakawa talked of congestion, but didn't mention breathing issues or chest pain. According to deputies, 65-year-old Betsy Arakawa died days before her husband, the 95-year-old Gene Hackman, passed away. Police believe that Hackman passed on February 18th. That's 6 days after his wife. He had a pacemaker that recorded its last event on that day. The medical examiner said that Hackman died of a combination of heart disease and Alzheimer's. Betsy was Hackman's main caretaker in his later years. The actor was found in a separate room from Arakawa with a walking cane and sunglasses nearby. It will forever be unclear if in his state he was aware that his wife had passed, as he lived in the house for nearly a week longer. Hackman also appeared to be dealing with flu-like symptoms at the time of Betsy's death. An email on Betsy's computer showed that she mentioned rescheduling a massage appointment because, quote, G woke up today with flu, cold-like symptoms, did a COVID test negative, but out of abundance of caution, I should cancel my appointment tomorrow and rebook, say in a couple weeks. Last week of February, if something is available, thank you, best B. There's no evidence that Gene Hackmens.
Today, you didn't just see your gyno. You saw every red.
All right, let's take a look real quick because these are like still photos of the house, uh, which it's a beautiful home. It's giant, but you do see where the dog was sitting guarding the body, and there was reports from neighbors that the dogs were out and barking constantly. I'm starting to believe that animals, dogs, uh, I'm starting to believe that they know things and possibly were trying to warn people. And I'm also watching now. This photo here is from Cinema Shogun. Um I was watching his channel, and he said that the dog was calm and just laying there like it knew the owner was uh, uh, in danger or whatever. And I agree with him because, and you have to keep in mind, we don't know how long that dog didn't eat. Right, a couple weeks maybe. Maybe the dogs ate rats, came into the house, and them themselves. They were saying, well, dogs can't get haunted disease. I don't know. You might want to check that and see. But it's obvious somewhere they contracted it, whether they were in the shed doing things or this stuff was in their car. But does the bathroom look a wreck? Yeah. And I do agree they were 95 years old and in such a big house. No, not putting down the family. They might have chose to live this way, alone, not have anybody. Let's see if there's more photos. Here's another photo, and it does look cluttered, right? Stuff all over. Now, is it like this because they didn't clean, they got too old, or was somebody going through it and they were looking for something? I don't know. To me, it does look cluttered because maybe they were just at that age they couldn't keep up with it. And if they were sick and had Honto disease, it makes sense. It probably was draining the energy out of them or whatever, you know. And at their age, whew. And my question is if there was no one there to feed Gene Hackman for a whole week, he went without food or water. Who knows? All right. Yeah, that looks pretty cluttered. A lot of stuff on the chair piled up, clothes. I mean, not anything drastic.
Right here. He's guarding her.
The dog?
Yeah, he AC went up to him. He seems pretty friendly, but and then there's
Hey,
another
Baba.
10-7 dog around the corner in the kennel.
That looks really weird. When's the last time they heard from her?
2.5 weeks ago.
Is he gonna do anything?
AC went in there. You want to go in first?
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
I guess Kano's gonna come down as well.
Okay. Huh. Let's try to open a couple windows if we can, just in case. Hey, Baba.
10-7 right there.
Where's he?
He's actually, I don't know how to get there through here. If we walk back outside, there's another door.
So he's in a totally separate spot.
Yeah.
Way separate. Like
Yeah.
he's on that side of the
He's like
house.
upstairs.
Upstairs.
Relatively clean. Something smells a little funky in here. I just want to make sure it's not like a gas leak.
He's been down for a while.
Did you guys start photos and stuff?
No, I haven't taken photos yet.
Two totally separate areas.
No, it's strange.
Have you heard of Dix.com?
I heard of Dix.com.
Yeah, it seems like the dog was pretty dang calm in the footage here. Ears are down. It knows. Yeah, I agree with the cinema Shogun, dude. Do I think that dog would have been like that, like he was saying, if the person was alive? Would that dog have just sat there and let these people come into the house? Probably not. Probably not. A German Shepherd like that. I think maybe it knew and sensed it and might have warned people by barking, but people just didn't pick up on it. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, man. It's sad because, we don't know how much money they were worth. I mean, look at the size of that place. It's giant, right? That's a pretty big place for two. And there was one, was there three floors or 2 floors? Maybe just 2 floors, maybe possibly 3. I thought they said there was 3 floors because there was a basement that they said was like a game room. And then there was another floor and then possibly a third. It looks like it because, well, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Infested with mice and rats. Well, look at the area though, right? Wilderness all around. We got to come up with some other way to do this. And you got to start testing homes for Honta. Yeah, I think it should be code or something to have the houses tested before they sell them to make sure the property don't have Honta disease. And Honta disease, boy, it sure does sound like what? CB. So, yeah, it's horrible. It did look a mess, but at 95 years old, the age they were, and having Honta disease, good God Almighty, they probably couldn't keep up with it. Horrible. My condolences to the family. God bless. I'll be back as more information comes out on the Gene Hackman, the great actor.